Good morning, fishermen, and it's a beautiful Saturday morning, about 8:30 in the morning, and the sun is shining. It's a blue sky, the water's clear, and I'm going to try to catch some fish. The mission for today is to actually, besides catching fish, I'm really want to kind of search out the north end of the lake. It's actually pretty warm out now. I don't think that I really need to worry about water temperatures at this point. But there's a couple of spots here in the north end of the lake where the fish they do seem to congregate whenever it starts to warm up in the spring. And I don't think they're getting ready to spawn yet. The water's still only in like the low to mid 50s. But that's my mission. I'm just going to walk the north end of the lake where I can, where it's not too thick, and I'm going to fish. I'm going to see what I can find. But more importantly, I'm going to look for any signs of bedding or any kind of like fish congregating or anything like that. The water's, like I said, the water's clear, so could be kind of tough today. Who knows? But I'm going to start out with my old standard finesse jig head with my curly tail grub, and then I got some other lures that I want to try out today. Some things that I've actually never tried before. I got a purple curly tail worm. Let's see how that goes. I got the super chunk watermelon seed, and I actually got this in black as well, so I might try those. And then I got my crawdad yum baits, which actually I do use those once in a while, and they actually work pretty well. And then I got some Ned rig finesse baits, which, you know, I used Ned rigs all basically last year, and I kind of got bored with it. So this is, for me, you can catch pretty much anything on it. Not anything, but you can always catch fish with a Ned rig. So I don't know if I'm actually going to use it. I kind of want to move on to some different baits and see what happens with them. But let's see what happens. I'm excited about today. There's not a lot of people on the lake, so I should be able to move right on through without a lot of inconvenience. So let's go fishing and let's try to catch a nice fish. My goal today is to cover as much shoreline as possible, so I'm not sticking around in one spot for very long. If I don't get a hit after 10 or 20 casts, then I'm out of there, I'm on to the next spot. So it's time to move on. Yeah, stickfish. The only thing I managed to retrieve. But I'm not really liking this yum crawdad. It doesn't have any action to it at all. You know how whenever you put a lure on and you look at it underwater and it just looks so natural, you know, you're so impressed with it? I'm not getting that feeling from this at all. I'm going to flip it around and see if that makes any difference. But yeah, I don't like it. I have to put something else on. Yeah, I'm not seeing any kind of fish activity, not even any bait fish swimming around. So it's time to move on from this spot and change my lure out, find something different. It's actually, when I retrieve this, it's actually causing my line to twist. I don't like it. Maybe I'm not using it the way it's supposed to be used. And this spot right here, this little bay right here, is actually, apparently it's really good for muskie, so maybe I'll come back to this spot some other time with a different rod, and maybe I can catch myself a muskie. But it's time to get moving on to the next spot. And as you can see, I'm walking the shoreline through the woods. I'm looking for spots that have fish. I love doing this. I'll take this over, you know, fishing from a boat pretty much any day. Maybe not really, but it's still a lot of fun. Onward. That water is cold. Oh God, as much as I want this lure back, I can't take that water temperature. Wow. I'll have to let this one go, I think. Amazing how cold that is. Well, I've beat these banks to death, and I've not even had a bite. And I'm probably 2 hours into this fishing trip already. The only thing that I've accomplished was I lost one of my jig heads, which I'm going to come back out later on with my hip boots and retrieve it, because I hate losing those things. It's only out there about 20 feet. That water is just so ridiculously cold. I can't believe how cold it is. So anyway, I'm going to go somewhere else, find another spot. I'm going to go to a spot that I know is a spawning ground. A little bit of a walk in, probably about a half mile. So I feel like I should probably have the whole spot to myself though. So hopefully that'll bring me some better luck. Because so far this day's turned out to be pretty disappointing. Waited all week for this, planned it all week. And now, nothing to show for it. So we'll see what happens. Got some headbangers out on the lake. I don't mind Metallica. I like Metallica actually, but I don't like it when I can hear it from clear across the lake. I don't come out here to the lake to fish to listen to Metallica. This spot looks really good. It's a little murky. That's the way I like it. Some ducks over there. There's a lot of bait fish going through here. Maybe I'll have some luck here. I hope so. As much as I love fishing and being in the outdoors, I like to catch a fish actually. The wind's blowing in my direction. You can see the waves coming in. It's blowing all this dirt and it's mixing the water up. But also, that means that if there's any radiant heat going on out there heating up the water, that it's all blowing in this direction, in this little bay right here. So there has to be some fish hanging around in here. Is this a spot for a chatterbait? Or a spinner? I hate to use chatterbaits because I lose them. I lose so many of them. I even quit using them. I don't want to buy anymore. Well, they say that like 80% of the fish are in 10% of the water, so I have a long ways to go to find that 160 acres. Off to the next spot. I feel like such an amateur. Because I am an amateur. Here I catch me a pickerel. I'll take a pickerel. Calm down, fish. Calm down. They're very delicate, even though they got teeth. That's how I got severed because of his teeth. Okay, I'm ready for another pickerel, or a bass, or a bluegill. I'll take just about anything. I feel like I should have named my channel something like How Not to Catch Fish on Small Waters. I don't catch fish on small lakes, rivers, creeks, streams. It's real calm right in here, and those fish will often go off into like the murkier water, kind of like at that mud line, and just sit and wait, just wait for something to come by. And that's why I'm fishing that mud line, hoping that there's something in there. So far, there is not. I'll try one more thing before calling it quits. It didn't work out the way I thought it would. That's the way it goes. You know, the thing about like this lake that I fish, I mean, cold or bad weather can just roll in so fast. I didn't even realize it until I watched this video, or until I started editing this video. But that lake, just the weather conditions just deteriorated so quickly. Probably within 4 hours it went from calm and this like serene and clear water to just, you know, you can see at the end of the film, at the end of the video, where, you know, those waves are just coming in and I'm trying to talk and you can't even hardly hear me over the wind. And that's the way this lake is, and a lot of lakes are like that. And like I've been canoeing for most of my life, you know, on rivers and creeks, and it's even like that on the small rivers and creeks, where, you know, the water or the weather can just suddenly just take a change for the worst. And I didn't realize that, you know, I wasn't paying enough attention to it. I was more concerned with not catching fish than I was with actually like how the weather conditions were changing. And if I would have been like using my head more, I might have been able to figure something out. I might have been able to find a spot on that lake where the fishing might have been just a little bit better. And I did that the very next day, and you're going to see in my next video, my Redemption Day video, that I went out and I found some clear water, calm water, and I redeemed myself on my bass fishing, and I ended up having a lot of fun. But that day, you know, my day on this lake, you know, this windy day that I caught nothing but a pickerel, that's fine with me. I love fishing like that. I love shore fishing because for me it's more of an adventure. And when I started this channel, one of the things that I said was that I was doing this so that I could learn from my own fishing and my own fishing experiences. And I really did. I learned a lot from this, and just going through this video and editing the video, I know how now, like, I could have done things a lot differently. But anyway, I fished, you know, for a good 5 hours, hiked through the woods. I didn't do the 4 miles that I thought, because I never even hit the opposite side of the lake. You know, I just got discouraged by the time I was like 4 hours into it. So I probably did maybe 2 miles of actual walking. But I caught a pickerel. There's nothing wrong with that. No bass. Can't complain though. I had a good day. Any day that I'm on a water is a good day, and any time I learn something, that's an even better day. I'm Darren, and this is Fishing Small Waters. See you next time.